The Heat mascot got sent to the hospital after being punched by Conor McGregor in a pre-planned skit during Game 4 of the NBA Finals. McGregor was promoting a pain relief spray and punched the mascot twice during the planned skit. New twist on the idea of friendly fire, I guess, huh? Shannon, what do you think Conor was thinking?
I don't think he was thinking at all, Skip. Why would he punch the man that hard? When I saw it, I said, damn, he hit the mascot hard. And then he hit him again when he was down.
No.
Skip, look, I understand that he's in a suit, but he can feel things that happen in the suit. And Skip, we know we have athletes like Robin Lopez. He gets into it with all the mascots in the NBA. Charles Barkley, he stayed into it with Rocky and Denver and the Gorilla and Phoenix. Yep. And so we don't understand, but it's playful. Why would Conor do that? And it's supposed to be a promotional. It's like, okay, they're getting a partnership. And you do that.
With the Heat.
Yeah, yes. with the Heat, yes.
So this pain relief spray called TIDL.
If you look at Conor's history, I don't know if alcohol was involved in this situation. They did put him up on the Jumbotron and he got booed. Yeah. But, you look at 2018 when he threw the guardrail at the bus and something, and he had an incident where he took somebody's phone in Miami and he punched the guy in Dublin. It's one thing after another. Skip, what happened is that this is always who's Conor's been. But he made $100 million with Floyd, and he sold part of his Scotch company, Proper 12, made another $300–400 million.
What do you always say about money? Whatever you are, it brings out.
It makes you more what you already are. Right?
Okay.
You don't change it. Alcohol will change your behavior, but this here money. Give somebody money or power. If you really want to know what a person is really, really like, give them money or power and watch them. Just sit back. You ain't got to do nothing. Give them money or power and just sit back.
So I look back to that night he fought Floyd. He hung in there for a while.
Went 10 rounds.
He won 10 rounds. I thought for a moment he had him in trouble going into the 10th round. And yet the point was he did make reportedly $100 million. And then to your point, Proper 12.
I think it's Proper 12.
Yeah, is that right? Okay. He's filthy rich.
Yes.
Now. And he's never been the same. He's been spinning out of control ever since. And this felt like he hit bottom because I don't think he's in his right mind when he did this, right?
Most fighters come from the same background. You fight out of necessity.
Yes.
Your parents are well off. Who the hell getting in there and get their brain teeth knocked out or kicked in the UFC if you don't come from that kind of a background?
I don't know if anybody's ever come from a wealthy background to do that. Has anybody? I don't know one.
Thank you. Now you got $400 million. Skip, how do I get out of bed with silk pajamas, put my feet in meat slippers, and say, you know what? I think I want to get kneed in the chin. I wish I might. I wouldn't even pretend. Hey, Dana, I ain't fighting no more. Fight what? You looking for a partner? Because I'm looking to invest some of this money I got. I ain't fighting. I'm looking to invest in fighters.
Well, he's still got his left. I'll give him that.
Come on, Skip, what?
On the mascot?
Come on, that's what I'm saying, Skip. Come on now.
Mascot?
Well, guess what? A mascot say, I ain't no mascot no more. he just left that job.
That poor mascot's going to need a lot more than a pain relief spray to get over those blows.
He'll be all right. Ain't nothing but a couple of million can't help. It's amazing what you put a couple of bands right here. All of a sudden, you ain't got no headache. Your knee feel better. Everything feel better to you. You know what's coming.
Sure, make me feel a lot better than pain relief spray would. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
All right, guys, let's talk a little Joker. Is he a lock to win Finals MVP? That's next here on Undisputed. Confident. Haslam says, quote, I believe in this team just like I did on those teams when we had D-Wade and LeBron. I have no doubt we'll respond accordingly. We've been down this road before. If there's anybody that can go to Denver and get a win, it's us. You allow yourself to be frustrated tonight, but when you wake up, that stuff is over. We focus on Game 5. A closeout game is the hardest game to win. We'll be up for the challenge. Well, the Heat do like to do things the hard way. Shannon, do you like or do you not like what Haslam had to say?
I like what he said, but that's what he was supposed to say, Skip. He's their leader. He's supposed to have confidence. He said we won game 2 there. So we know we won in this building before. We believe we can do it again. But they haven't played that well since. Skip, in 3 games they've lost, they scored 93, 94, 95. So they got lost by 11, they lost by 15, they lost by 13. You look at Jimmy Butler's scoring average, 38 in the first series, 24 points, 25 against New York and Boston. He's down to 22 now. Gabe Vincent, with Bam, is been their most consistent. He's the leading scorer now. Yep. And you look at Vincent, he averaged 21 points a game in the finals. The first 2 games. He's got 9 the past 2 games. So I get you're supposed to feel confident, but if you look at the way you guys are playing, there's really not a whole lot to be confident in, considering how you played the last 2 ball games.
Yeah.
You can't get 100 points in an NBA final, in an NBA game?
Yeah.
And there used to be, 70, the final score was 72 to 69, 85 to 81.
Was.
Now, skip the games into 115 to 122, 122 to 130. You guys scoring 95, 93 points.
Did the Lakers score 95 points in their 4 games?
Yeah, it was in the hundreds.
It was in the hundreds every time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Lakers pushed them into the hundreds.
So, Skip, I understand what UD is saying, and he's right to try to have that confidence. He's their leader. He's the guy. I don't know if he had the same level of confidence than when he had LeBron and D-Wade. That's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you have LeBron and D-Wade, you're going to be down in this situation, but that's another topic for another day. I just don't see how they get it done. I understand the confidence that UD must display because he is the leader of that team, but I just don't see how they win this game, Skip. Given the way they play, what I've seen throughout the series, I just don't see how they go on the road and get this one.
Okay, a few other quotes from this tirade from Udonis to our man Chris Haynes, and Chris said he caught him as he was leaving the locker room. You've been in that situation before. One guy catches you, after you've done some other interviews. All right, some other quotes are, Chris asked him, is it fair to wonder if it's just the talent gap that's distancing the Nuggets from the Heat? Is it just talent just showing itself that's what, I think that's what you think.
Yeah.
And UD said, it's disrespectful for people to say that because you can't trick your way into the finals. It takes talent. I don't know what the F they're talking about with that SH. Yes, we have some undrafted players, but they're also talented players, and we've made it this far. We just have to limit our mistakes. Yeah. They got 20 points off our effing 14 turnovers. That SH can't happen. But I believe in this team, just like I did, and then we go into the quotes you just heard. All right. I believe that Udonis Haslem was just as disgusted by what he had to watch as I had to watch. And yet, here's the problem. The operative word is watch. What he watched and I watched, because he did not participate. He doesn't participate. Right. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like this, but he is literally a coach dressed on the bench in playing garb. He can get in garbage time. He did get that one moment in the sun late in the game the other night and got to take a shot. Okay, we get it. He's just there for his presence and his voice. Yep. So he's using his voice, and he is raging to Chris Haynes about, don't you count us out, because this is who we are and this is what we do. Right. My problem is it comes across as so harsh, so shrill, so loud, that whatever chance they have, to me, gets undercut by these quotes. Like, these are the kind of quotes, he's just speaking his heart. Right. And he's angry about what he just watched.
But Skip, the question is, like, when you make things up, like you said, when Jimmy got on the radio and said, we're going to beat the 49ers, he knew he had the team to back him up.
Jimmy Johnson, yes.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
So when you make
he called into the radio show just to say that. He was going to write a big check that he knew his team could cash.
So the question is, with UD saying all this, does he have the team that can back this up?
Do you know this? The other thing the players told me that I used in the second book I wrote about the Cowboys, ahead of the first Buffalo Super Bowl, it was 2 weeks, on the, I guess it'd be the Monday after they had beaten the 49ers at the 49ers, beaten Steve Young and Jerry Rice. First team meeting, Jimmy said, we are going to win this game. And it wasn't some empty boast. He was just saying, I just watched the tape. We're going to win this game. We can name the score, he told them. We can name the score of this game. And they basically
blew them out. Yeah, at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, at the Rose Bowl. The point is, this is a very different circumstance. You're down 3-1 to a team that you played uphill against the whole time.
Right.
Not one time in 4 games have I sat back and said, you know what? Tonight, the Heat are just better than they are. Well, it hadn't been that way, right? No. It took Strus hitting 4 threes in the first quarter of game 2. It took them hanging on for dear life because they're down 8 going to the fourth quarter. It took Duncan Robinson coming off the bench and scoring 10 points in 2 minutes to suddenly put them up